morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at Chilling Reign. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we have some updates on Chilling Reign. We now know a little bit more than we knew before, and we can take what we knew and what we know now, and we can start getting a better picture of the set as a whole. And to be perfectly blunt with you, something has got to give. You see, there's two main pieces of information which have come out. I believe the set has been loaded into PTCGO at this point, so there's certain information which is out there. I might be wrong about that, but there's information which is out there anyway. And the two bits of information that have come out are the abbreviation for Chilling Reign is going to be CRE. So when we're popping it down on deck lists, when we eventually have tournaments again, when we're talking about the set, etc., our abbreviation is CRE, in the same way that Battle Styles was BST, etc. Although BST always reminds me of British summertime, so I'm not quite so into that. But the point is, we now know the abbreviation. And I have very little to say about it, I'm going to be honest with you. It makes perfect sense. You got the C from Chilling and the RE from Reign. There we go. Although RE makes me think Resident Evil, and incidentally, I'm playing through Village at the moment, and it is awesome. But I've got to finish it by Friday, because that's when Mass Effect comes out, and that, I'm so excited. Anyway, point is, we know that, but there's little to say about it. The more interesting piece of information is the confirmation that there will be 198 cards in the set, not including secret rares. And this is extremely interesting to me because that's not enough. Now, we know by this stage there is very much a pattern to English releases. So the English release of Sword and Shield 6, which is Chilling Reign, will be the combination of Sword and Shield 5A, Matchless Fighters in Japan, and Sword and Shield 6, which is Jet Black, Poltergeist, and Silver Lance. We know this. This is the way it always goes. This is completely and utterly standard. We know this. This is the way. So those three sets will comprise Sword and Shield 6. That makes perfect sense. Except it doesn't make perfect sense. Because actually, if we go and look at the amount of cards in each set, Matchless Fighters had 70 cards, Silver Lance had 70 cards, and Jet Black Poltergeist had 70 cards. That means that there are 210 cards in the equivalent Japanese set, but we're only getting 198. So 12 of those cards are going. But it's actually even more than that. Because you see, whenever we are told the number of cards in a set, whether it's in Japan or outside, we are always quoted the number not including secret rares. So when I tell you Chilling Reign has 198, it's 198 plus secret rares. When I tell you Jet Black Poltergeist has 70, it is 70 plus secret rares. But the way we define secret rares in Japan and outside of Japan is very different. You see, in Japan, secret rares include full art cards, both Pokemon and supporters, rainbow rare cards, gold cards, and all alternate art cards. These are all considered as secret rare cards over in Japan. That is not the case when you look at English sets. When you look at English sets, and let's use Battle Styles as an example because that's a good one, we can see that alternate art Pokemon V, like Empoleon, that's not a secret rare. Officially, there are 163 cards in Battle Styles. Empoleon is 146. So alternate art Vs don't count. Similarly, full arts, let's use Empoleon again, 145 doesn't count. And full art supporters like Karina's Focus 160 don't count. So actually, full art Pokemon, full art supporters, and alternate art Pokemon V do count as secret rares over in Japan, and therefore are not included in the number of cards that we're told. But they do count within our sets. They are not technically secret rares. In fact, over here, the only things that count as secret rares, when I say secret rares, I'm referring to numbers above the stated, i.e., In Battle Styles, it was 163. Our rainbow rares, let's say Empoleon at 165 or Corina at 174. Alternate art VMAXs, like Rapid Strike Urshifu, which is 170, and gold cards like Octillery, which is 178. They are the only ones that actually count as secret rares over here. Which means we don't have 210 cards in the appropriate Japanese sets that need to come over here. We actually have a whole bunch more. Because if we look at the cards that count as secret rares in Japan, but don't count over here, there are an extra 14 in Matchless Fighters, 17 in Silver Lance, and 13 in Jet Black Poltergeist, which actually adds up to a really nice even 40. So when I told you that those 3 Japanese sets had 210 cards that need to be cut down to 198, that is not actually true. Because when we look at cards that do count in our set number but don't count in Japan, it's actually 250. Which means there were 52 cards in those 3 Japanese sets which are being cut and will not be in Chilling Reign. Again, I've sat down and done the maths here so you don't have to. It initially looks like there's only 12, that's fine. But because Japan counts full art supporters and special art Vs and full art Pokemon as secret rares and doesn't put them in the list, but we don't and we do put them in the list, that actually makes a much, much bigger difference. There is a fair amount that is going to be cut. Now, obviously, trying to just randomly predict what will be cut and what won't is exceedingly difficult. But we do have, from the official reveal a little while ago, we have some figures that were stated. So, for instance, we know that there are going to be 15 Pokemon V in Chilling Reign. That is official, we have been told. However, there were 18 Pokemon V in the 3 Japanese sets which are going to be brought into Chilling Reign. So although 52 cards have to be cut, only 3 of them are going to be Pokemon V. Now, the entire list of Pokemon V, and I'm not going to go through these, we don't have time. I've done videos on all of them. Search on my channel, they're extremely easy to find. But we have Pokemon Vs of Blaziken, Dracozolt, Galarian Articuno, Galarian Zapdos, Galarian Moltres, and Galarian Slowking. They all came around in Matchless Fighters. In Jet Black Poltergeist, we got Celebi, Arctovish, Zeraora, Shadow Rider Calyrex, Metagross, and Blissey. And then in Silver Lance, we got Volcanion, Ice Rider Calyrex, Sandaconda, Liepard, Tornadus, and Galarian Rapidash. And I left Galarian Rapidash till the end here because we know that one's getting cut from the set. That is the one card that we can say with absolute certainty is being cut from the set. And we know it's being cut from the set because it's coming out in its own box. It's actually just come out. As I'm talking to you now, my Galarian Rapidash box is in the post on the way to me. It is going to arrive by the end of the day. Having said that, they said that yesterday, so fingers crossed. So we know the Galarian Rapidash is being cut, but we don't know what the other 2 are. Now, we do know 5 of them that are not being cut, and that is the Galarian Bird Trio, and we know they're not being cut because they are on the booster packs, and Ice Rider and Shadow Rider Calyrex, and we know they're not being cut because they're on the booster packs. They cannot put the Pokemon on the booster packs and then cut them from the set. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So we know those 5 are safe, and we know Galarian Rapidash is gone, but there are 2 other Pokemon Vs which are not making it into the set. We will have to wait and see which ones those are. We know that one of the 2 has a VMAX, and we know that one of the 2 doesn't, and that is because we know that there are 9 VMAXs we've seen, but only 8 of them are coming in. So we know 3 Vs are getting cut, we know one of them is Galarian Rapidash, and we know that 1 VMAX is getting cut, ergo of the remaining Vs, there's 1 V on its own, and 1 V and VMAX pair. Now, the VMAXs we've seen so far are Blaziken, Dracozolt, and Galarian Slowking, all of which came around in Matchless Fighters. Celebi, Shadow Rider Calyrex, and Metagross, all of which came around in Jet Black Poltergeist. And Ice Rider Calyrex, Sandaconda, and Tornadus, which came around in Silver Lance. Now again, we know that Shadow Rider Calyrex and Ice Rider Calyrex are not being cut from the set, because they're on the booster pack artwork, they are the poster children for the set. There is zero chance they get cut. But one of the other 7 is being cut, and we have no idea which one it is, and I'm a little bit interested in that. For what it's worth, the other piece of information we were given specifically is 3 new special energy. Well, we've only seen 3. We've seen Impact and Spiral Energy. These are the new ones for Rapid Strike and Single Strike Pokemon. And then Lucky Energy. So we know for a fact that all 3 of those special energy will be coming in. And we know for a fact that none of the special energy are being cut. And that is largely what we know at the moment. Of course, it is interesting to note that Galarian Rapidash does have both a full art and a special art in the set. But I think here we can use Alakazam V as an example. Alakazam V was a promo that was over in its own box, but the full art of Alakazam V was actually just in Vivid Voltage normally. So even though they've cut Galarian Rapidash, there is every possibility that the alternate arts of them do actually make it into the set proper. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is obviously then a question of what happens to the cards that are cut. Future set, mini set, we don't know for now, but that is something we absolutely need to keep a pretty strong eye on at this stage. But this is fun. We know a fair bunch. We've got a bunch of questions, but we did have an update, and I keep getting questions about, are we getting all the Vs? Are we getting all the VMAXs? Is anything getting cut from Chilling Reign, etc.? Well, now we know, ladies and gentlemen, except I don't really know what's being cut, except for Galarian Rapidash. But as soon as we do, I'll let you know. It's kind of what I do here. But for now, well, tell me what you think. Go nuts in the comment section. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.